Okay, so here's how I converted my Fatshark Attitudes into my mask. Start off with these standard attitudes that you can buy. Just pretty much started disassembling them. Here's a few pictures through the process. Mostly I use them for my records in case I wanted to sort of revert. There's obviously the lens system there. The clothes hanger was exactly 2.5 millimeters, which was the right thickness to fit in the eye mechanisms. So I then got the goggles and sort of cut them out and just made brackets, a bit of a lunch container and a nylon standoff, and started putting the components in one by one to figure out which way they would fit together the best. And here's kind of what it looks like halfway through the build. I'm obviously going to paint that black. You can see all the screws there that are supporting everything. I chose to put the antenna board at the top so that the antenna would be pointing straight up when I'm wearing it, so I don't have a 90-degree bend in there anymore. Added these will hold the outside skin on and give a bit of support for that. But you can see here the mechanism that I did to allow the sliders to still work for the IPD adjustment still, so I can still adjust it between my eyes and another one. And all that is just a bit of normal coat hanger just out of my wardrobe. That's about it. This board is not fixed very well. I'm going to fix that to the outer skin so that I can access this button. But that's what it looks like at this stage. So this is the cover that I made. I wanted a bit of light plastic that I could manipulate, and all I did was sort of hold it over the assembly and then hold it over my benchtop stove and mold it a bit. I've still got the glue drying here, but you can see the basic form of it and how it's going to look. Turned out pretty well. If you're wondering what the material I used was, it's actually a bucket. So that's the rest of it. It was 72 cents. Bargain. So this is the final product. You can see I've got the port for the head tracking here, and the power port is just here, and the other connection for the AV is just poking through there. Now I ended up using this bucket, and you can see I put glue on the outside so it looks a bit average, and I sort of held it over there and held it over the stove, to be quite honest with you, and just molded it to the shape. But it's quite rigid. It turned out pretty easy to make. You can see it. It's rigid, but it'll absorb some shock if I do break them. I've got a couple of ports behind here for the RX. You can see that I've mounted the RX so that the antenna will be straight up. This is better than obviously putting a 90-degree on there. I used the masking tape, the gaffer tape, sorry, and sort of sealed up a bit of edges. I was a bit disappointed, but light was getting in through the edges here. But what can you do, hey? So looking inside there, we can see that the channel control is just here. Let's move this light. You can see the channel control is in here, and the other adjustment is here. When they're on, because they're blacked out inside, you know, there's no light coming in, but they do still retain their adjustment sideways. And actually, I made them so they're more adjustable than what they were before. So they actually adjust in closer and further out. It makes it a bit better for me because I couldn't quite get them close enough for myself. So that's what they look like. Now if I pick him up, you can see that I'm clearly wearing glasses, and this is how good they fit with the glasses. No dramas at all.